In 2021, hundreds of families were hospitalized during winter blackouts, not from the cold, but from mistakes they made trying to stay warm. With forecasters predicting one of the harshest winters in decades, is your household ready to survive what's coming? In this video, you'll discover the 12 essential survival items that FEMA and disaster experts say every household must have before the first snowstorm hits. These aren't obvious items like blankets and batteries. We're talking about often overlooked essentials that could mean the difference between life and death when temperatures plummet and the power grid fails. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete roadmap to protect your family from the winter crisis that most people aren't preparing for. Welcome to Food Decider, where we help you make smart decisions for your family's safety and well-being. If you want to be prepared for whatever this winter throws at you, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss our essential survival guides. Now let's dive into the critical items that could save your life this winter. When winter storms knock out the power, the cold doesn't just seep in, it invades. Heat escapes through windows, doors, and walls, quickly transforming your home into an icebox. This is where emergency thermal blankets become your first line of defense against the freezing temperatures. These shiny, crinkly silver sheets aren't just novelty items. They're engineered to reflect up to 90% of your body heat back to you. Trusted by hikers, rescue teams, and even astronauts, these blankets don't generate heat. They trap the warmth your body naturally produces and prevent it from escaping into the cold air around you. During the Texas freeze of 2021, thousands of families were left without power for days. One family found themselves stranded in their car overnight, with temperatures dropping dangerously low. They survived by layering thermal blankets over themselves and their children. It wasn't luxurious or comfortable, but it kept them alive until help arrived the next morning. Here's what you need to know. Not all thermal blankets are created equal. The cheap versions you might find at dollar stores tear easily and may fail when you need them most. FEMA recommends investing in high-quality insulation blankets or heavy-duty emergency sleeping bags that use the same reflective technology. These are lightweight, compact, and easy to store in your car, closet, or under your bed. We're talking about a small investment, usually between $10 and $30, that could literally save lives. Now imagine this scenario. A massive snowstorm knocks out the power grid in your area. Your house goes completely silent. The hum of the heater stops. Within hours, the temperature inside begins to drop, and your home becomes dangerously cold. This is why relying on a single heating system is one of the riskiest things you can do. Power lines freeze and snap. Furnaces fail, natural gas supplies can be disrupted during severe weather. Having an alternative heating source isn't a luxury, it can mean the difference between survival and disaster. Your options include propane heaters, kerosene heaters, or properly ventilated wood stoves. During the 2013 Ontario ice storm, families who had backup propane heaters stayed warm and comfortable in their homes, while others had no choice but to evacuate to emergency shelters as their houses literally froze around them. But here's the critical part that you absolutely cannot ignore. Backup heating can be extremely dangerous if misused. Every single winter, families fall victim to carbon monoxide poisoning from burning charcoal indoors, running gas stoves for heat, or operating unventilated heaters in enclosed spaces. You must always pair any alternative heating source with a carbon monoxide detector, and you must ensure proper ventilation. This isn't optional. It's absolutely essential for your survival. This brings us directly to one of the most important items on this entire list: a carbon monoxide detector with battery backup. When the furnace dies and the house gets cold, desperation can lead people to make dangerous choices, like burning charcoal indoors, running generators in garages. Carbon monoxide is invisible, odorless, and deadly. You can't see it, you can't smell it, and by the time you realize something is wrong, it may already be too late. During the Texas blackout of 2021, hundreds of people were hospitalized due to carbon monoxide poisoning. Many of these victims thought they were being careful. They thought they knew what they were doing. But carbon monoxide doesn't care about your intentions. It only takes one mistake. Here's what makes this even more critical. Most homes either don't have a carbon monoxide detector at all, or they have one with dead batteries. When the power goes out, your plug-in detector becomes completely useless. You need a detector with battery backup that will continue working even when everything else has failed. We're talking about a $10 device that could be the reason your family wakes up safe the next morning instead of being rushed to the emergency room. This isn't about being paranoid or overly cautious. This is about basic preparation that saves lives every single winter. Don't skip this item. They're powerful enough to keep your essential appliances running, but they require fuel storage and must be operated outside to prevent carbon monoxide poisoning. The newer option that's becoming increasingly popular is portable power banks or rechargeable power stations. These are powerful enough to run small appliances, charge medical equipment, or power space heaters for short periods. Some even have solar charging capabilities, which means you can recharge them without relying on the grid at all. During California's rolling blackouts, sales of portable power stations absolutely skyrocketed. People realized that these devices aren't just about convenience, they're about survival. Being able to charge your phone means you can call for help in an emergency. It means you can stay informed about weather conditions and road closures. It means you can check in with family members to make sure they're safe. Communication literally saves lives during winter emergencies, and a good power bank or generator provides that peace of mind. When a winter storm hits your area, grocery store shelves empty in a matter of hours. People panic buy everything in sight. But here's the harsh reality. When roads become impassable due to snow and ice, those empty shelves don't even matter because you won't be able to reach them. This is why FEMA insists that every household must have at least 72 hours worth of non-perishable food on hand. You need to focus on calorie-dense options that don't require refrigeration or extensive preparation. We're talking about peanut butter, canned meats like tuna and chicken, protein bars, instant oatmeal, and crackers. These foods provide the energy your body needs to stay warm and function properly in cold conditions. Here's a detail that people forget all the time. Make sure you have a manual can opener. It sounds obvious, but electric can openers are completely useless without power. You don't want to be stuck staring at cans of food you can't open while your family goes hungry. Food isn't just about nutrition during an emergency. It's about stability. It's about maintaining a sense of normalcy when everything else is falling apart. Knowing you have food security removes one massive source of stress and allows you to focus on other challenges you might be facing. Now let's talk about water, because this is where many people are dangerously unprepared. FEMA recommends 1 gallon of water per person per day. For a family of 4, that means you need 12 gallons just for 3 days. You need water for drinking, basic hygiene, and potentially cooking. You might be thinking, I have tap water, why do I need to store it? Here's why. Pipes can freeze and burst during extreme cold. When that happens, tap water becomes unsafe or completely unavailable. Water mains can break. Treatment facilities can lose power. You cannot count on your regular water supply during a severe winter emergency. Store bottled water or fill sealed containers in advance. Keep them in a location where they won't freeze. And here's an additional layer of protection. Get water purification tablets as a backup. Some people think they can just melt snow for drinking water, but snow can contain contaminants, bacteria, and pollutants that make it unsafe without proper treatment. Water is life. It's that simple. You can survive for weeks without food, but only days without water. Don't overlook this critical preparation step. Here's something that catches people off guard. Hypothermia can strike in your own living room if the heat goes out. You don't have to be stuck outside in a blizzard to experience life-threatening cold. This is why proper winter clothing and understanding how to layer effectively isn't just nice to have, it's genuinely life-saving. Your layering system should start with thermal underwear as your base layer. Then add insulating middle layers and finish with waterproof outer layers. You need insulated jackets, multiple pairs of wool socks, waterproof boots that can handle deep snow, and quality hats and gloves. Here's a fact that surprises most people. Up to 30% of your body heat is lost through your head and neck. That's nearly a third of your warmth escaping if you're not wearing proper head protection. This is why hats aren't optional during winter emergencies. They're essential survival equipment. Pay attention to fabric choices. Wool and synthetic fabrics continue to insulate even when they're damp from sweat or melted snow. Cotton, on the other hand, loses all insulating properties when wet and will actually chill you to the bone. If you need to step outside for any reason, to clear snow, check on your car, or help a neighbor, waterproof outer layers are absolutely essential. Your body is your primary heat source. Everything else is just helping you retain that heat. Invest in quality winter clothing now before the storms hit and stores are sold out. Let's shift focus to something many people completely overlook until it's too late. Winter storms can leave you stranded in your car, and things can go from bad to worse incredibly quickly. Every single vehicle you own needs to have a fully stocked winter survival kit stored in the trunk. Your kit should include an ice scraper and snow brush, jumper cables, thermal blankets or emergency sleeping bags, bottled water and high-energy snacks like granola bars or trail mix, a flashlight with extra batteries, a comprehensive first aid kit, sand or cat litter for traction if you get stuck, tire chains if they're required in your area, a small shovel for digging out your car, and a phone charger or power bank. Winter weather doesn't care how close you are to home or how short your trip was supposed to be. Conditions can change in minutes, and suddenly you're stuck on a highway with no help available. Having these supplies in your car isn't about being paranoid. It's about acknowledging that weather is unpredictable and having a backup plan when things go wrong. Your car should be a mobile survival pod that can keep you safe for hours if necessary. Now here's something that really challenges people's assumptions about safety. Even your house can fail you during a brutal winter storm. Roofs can collapse under the weight of heavy snow and ice. Windows can crack from temperature extremes. Heating systems can shut down completely. This is why having weatherproof shelter materials and insulation supplies is so critical. You can create a survival zone within your home using heavy-duty tarps or plastic sheeting to seal off windows and block drafts. Reflective insulation can be taped to walls or ceilings to trap heat in a smaller space. Hang extra blankets over doorways to create a heat-saving cocoon effect. If your home becomes truly uninhabitable, portable weatherproof tents can actually trap body heat far better than trying to heat an entire damaged house. These are low-tech solutions, duct tape, cardboard, extra blankets, but they can be absolute game changers during a crisis. Your home isn't invincible, but with the right materials and a little creativity, you can outsmart the cold and create a safe, warm space even when everything else is failing around you. Medical supplies deserve just as much attention as food and heat because frostbite and hypothermia are two of the biggest dangers you'll face in freezing weather. A standard first aid kit is a good start, but you need to add cold-specific items that most kits don't include. Your kit should have all the basics: gauze, antiseptics, scissors, bandages, and pain relievers, but then you need to add instant hand warmers, thermal wraps, burn gel for treating frostbite injuries, electrolyte packets to prevent dehydration, petroleum jelly or specialized frostbite creams, and a thermometer to monitor for hypothermia. Frostbite can cause permanent tissue damage if not treated quickly. Hypothermia can be fatal. These aren't distant possibilities. They're real dangers that people face every winter, even in their own homes or neighborhoods. A well-stocked first aid kit can turn a life-threatening situation into a manageable one. It gives you the tools to provide immediate care before professional help can arrive. Don't wait until someone is injured to realize you don't have the supplies you need. Build this kit now, keep it accessible, and make sure everyone in your household knows where it's located. When winter storms hit, communication is often the first casualty. Cell towers freeze or lose power, internet goes down, Wi-Fi routers stop working. Suddenly, you're completely cut off from the outside world with no way to call for help or check on loved ones. This is why communication tools are your lifeline in a winter emergency. Start with a portable power bank that has multiple USB ports and enough capacity to charge your phone several times. Solar-powered chargers give you an option that doesn't depend on the electrical grid at all. Get a hand crank or battery-powered emergency radio. When every other communication channel has failed, emergency radios still work. They keep you informed about weather conditions, road closures, evacuation orders, and emergency shelter locations. This information can literally be the difference between making good decisions and dangerous ones. Consider investing in two-way radios or walkie-talkies for communicating with family members or neighbors. These don't rely on cell towers or internet connections. They work through direct radio signals. And here's an old-school tip that actually matters. Keep a paper list of emergency contacts and important phone numbers. When your phone dies and you can't remember your spouse's number because it's just programmed into your contacts, that paper list becomes invaluable. Staying connected means staying informed. Staying informed means staying safe. Don't underestimate illustrate how important these communication tools become when everything else has failed. Let's talk about something people don't like to discuss but is absolutely critical: personal hygiene and sanitation during winter emergencies. This isn't about comfort, it's about health. Poor hygiene can lead to illness, and getting sick is the last thing you want when medical help is difficult or impossible to reach. You need hand sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol content. When water is scarce or frozen, hand sanitizer becomes essential for preventing the spread of illness. You also need portable toilet solutions, heavy-duty trash bags, and chemical waste treatments, because when pipes freeze or water systems fail, your regular toilet stops working. Set up a bucket with a tight-fitting lid, stock toilet paper, wet wipes, and disposable gloves. Don't forget feminine hygiene products and basic dental hygiene supplies. Baby wipes, dry shampoo, and no-rinse body wash allow you to maintain cleanliness when regular bathing isn't possible. This might not be glamorous preparation, but it's essential. Maintaining hygiene prevents illness from spreading through your household, it preserves dignity during difficult circumstances, and it helps maintain mental health by preserving some sense of normalcy when everything else feels out of control. Speaking of mental health, let's address something that doesn't get enough attention. Winter storms test your mental resilience just as much as your physical endurance. Being stuck indoors for days or even weeks can take a serious toll on your emotional well-being. Stress, anxiety, cabin fever, and isolation are real challenges that you need to prepare for. Include items for entertainment and self-care in your emergency supplies. Board games, puzzles, and card games give families something to do together. Books and magazines provide escape and mental stimulation. Music, whether from a battery-powered radio or a portable speaker, can lift spirits dramatically. Journaling supplies give you an outlet for processing stress and difficult emotions. Don't underestimate the power of small comforts. Warm blankets, tea, small treats. These things provide psychological relief during stressful times. Essential oils or aromatherapy can create a calming environment. Human connection is absolutely vital. Talk with each other, share stories, support each other emotionally. If you're isolated alone, use your communication tools to check in with loved ones whenever possible. Mental health is just as important as physical survival, and planning for it ahead of time shows wisdom. When the power goes out and darkness falls, it can be overwhelming and even dangerous. You can't see hazards. You can't navigate your own home safely. The psychological impact of complete darkness adds another layer of stress to an already difficult situation. This is why emergency lighting is absolutely critical. You need multiple flashlights. LED models are best because they're bright and battery efficient. Keep extra batteries or invest in rechargeable flashlights that can be powered by your backup power source. Headlamps are particularly useful because they keep your hands free while providing light wherever you look. Battery-operated LED candles are safe alternatives to real flames, which can be fire hazards. Get lanterns that use LED bulbs, and some models even have USB ports for charging devices. Glow sticks provide hours of light without requiring batteries or electricity. And here's a creative solution: solar-powered pathway lights that you normally use outside can be brought indoors at night after charging in a sunny window during the day. Emergency lighting does more than just help you see. It creates a sense of safety and normalcy during stressful times. Light is psychologically comforting. It makes everything feel more manageable. Don't underestimate how much difference good lighting makes during a winter emergency. Finally, let's talk about the tools and equipment that often get overlooked but can mean the difference between inconvenience and full-blown crisis. At the top of this list is a sturdy snow shovel. You need to be able to clear your driveway, walkways, and around your car. Getting snowed in can prevent you from evacuating if necessary or from reaching your vehicle in an emergency. Look for ergonomic designs that reduce strain and make the job easier, because shoveling heavy snow is exhausting work. Having the right tool makes a difficult job manageable instead of impossible. Beyond shovels, consider multi-tools, duct tape, which has literally infinite uses during emergencies, and basic repair supplies. These items help you tackle the unique challenges that winter storms throw at you. A broken window, a leaking roof, a stuck door. Having the right tools means you can address problems as they arise instead of being helpless. The coming winter promises to be more severe and unpredictable than most people expect. Forecasters are sounding alarms across North America. Regions that typically escape harsh winter weather are now facing the possibility of dangerous conditions. The difference between comfort and catastrophe comes down to one thing: preparation.
You now have the complete checklist that disaster experts and FEMA recommend. From thermal blankets that reflect body heat to carbon monoxide detectors that prevent poisoning. From backup power sources that keep you connected to emergency food and water supplies that sustain you. From winter car kits to home insulation materials. From cold weather first aid supplies to communication tools that serve as your lifeline to the outside world. You understand why hygiene and mental health matter just as much as physical warmth. You know that emergency lighting and the right tools can transform a desperate situation into a manageable one. Every single item on this list plays a vital role in keeping you and your loved ones safe when winter unleashes its worst. These aren't suggestions, they're necessities that could save your life. Don't wait until the first snowstorm hits and stores are sold out. Don't wait until the power goes out and you're sitting in the cold darkness wishing you had prepared. Start getting these essentials now. Make your lists. Start purchasing supplies. Have conversations with your family about emergency plans. If this video helped you understand what you need to do to protect your family this winter, smash that like button. Subscribe to Food Decider for more essential survival guides and practical advice that keeps you prepared for whatever comes your way. And drop a comment telling us which item you're getting first. We want to hear about your preparation journey. Stay safe, stay prepared, and we'll see you in the next video.